Tippity top everyone, my name is Pokefire, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're doing another reaction. Okay, I haven't done one of these in a while, and by the title of the video, we were doing another Spider-Man Homecoming reaction. Now, before I get into the video, I was going on Instagram a couple of minutes ago on my phone, and I was going on the Spider-Man Homecoming official page, and I went on the Marvel's official page, and I posted new clips and a couple of new things that we've already seen before in the other trailers. But Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm going to do my reaction. I'm going to do my breakdown of what the trailer is and things that are brand new, things I think are going to be added to the movie. And I think that this one is going to be the best one. Now, I think we might get one more Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. I could be wrong. Marvel did say, Marvel and Sony said that they were doing the last Spider-Man Homecoming trailer and it was going to have the Tinker in it. But I have not. I've not heard about this one being the last one. It could be the last one, but we do not know. Now, of course, I cannot record it because it's copyrighted issue, so, of course, that's going to be an issue. I wish I could, because I like doing trailer reactions so you can see my face and you can see the trailer, but obviously Sony doesn't want that happen, and I will get copyright issues. So, you're gonna see my face, and then I'll take some pictures, and then I'll do a little review over it, and then we will we'll come back to you guys, and I'll talk about it in just 1 second. So, without further ado, let's get into my favorite superhero trailer. Okay. New clip. Ooh. Woohoo! Oh, it is awesome. Okay. The reach. Oh! I was fine. Yeah. Wait. Oh, that's nice! Oh my god! Oh! Parachute! Oh my god! Oh, he took it out the suit! Oh, nice! Oh, Zendaya! Yeah! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god! I freaking love this trailer! This was the best one! Sony, Marvel, you've done it this time. You have done it. You stole my geeky Spider-Man heart. Thank you so much. This will save the entire Spider-Man trilogy right here. I know Sam Raimi and whoever directed Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, they were good movies, but this is it, folks. This is going to be the best one that has ever been made and put on big screen. Oh my god. Okay, so let's talk about the trailer. Okay, so our first clips are a couple of the same shots that we've had from New York City, where it shows the subway and then overview of the city, and then it shows Peter Parker on a building or maybe a house of some sort, but it's like in the tree, so he might be in the neighborhood, because you know Tony Stark delivers that quote, "Can't you be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?" So he's probably sneaking out of probably a house. It doesn't look like it's his apartment, because his apartment's in the city, and I don't see any trees near his house, so he's probably in a neighborhood. It's probably stopping crime and everything. But he's putting on the suit, And then we hear this AI. Now, I don't know. It kind of sounds like Friday, and it kind of doesn't. Now, Friday is the AI that Tony puts in his Iron Man suit that he listens to because, you know, Jarvis is now in Vision's body, and he needs an AI to listen to. So, I think that Tony gave Peter an AI in his suit because where Tony Stark puts on his helmet, he can see things with, like, you know, all that green screen effect, and he can see things over his face, and he has all these cool looking, like, touchable screens. Peter, inside of his mask, has that same feeling. So Spider-Man's kind of like it. Now, I kind of like it because it looks new and it kind of looks better than Tony. I'm going to say that. It looks better than Tony Stark's. But his stands out a little bit more, and I'll get to that part in a minute. The AI says once it comes online, the suit glows red and blue all over wherever it is, and black as well. And it says, "Good evening, Peter. You have 766 possible web shooter combinations." Now, Peter has made, whenever he made a suit, he also made the web shooters, and the web liquid combination, which has different combinations. He has ones that can sustain water, sand, fire, some webs are stronger than the others, some are weaker than the others, because some, of course, where he's like weighing 100 and something, he has to swing enough, and that web has to hold on to him. Whenever he's holding onto an object, such as like the elevator that's falling in the Washington Monument, or the boat that breaks down during the trailer, and he does the famous cross position, and he's holding on. Of course, the web has to be strong enough so he can hold on to it, and he can hold on to those objects. But he also get confirmation that that new web move that we saw in the last trailer, where he spins web onto a car and it hits an enemy, that's called a web grenade. Now, I have heard of web bombs before. They were introduced in the old Spider-Man animated show that I used to watch growing up as a child. Not the one that I really, really love, but I used to watch this one where he spun one and then would blow up. Now, as you know, Spider-Man does not kill people. He injures them and he puts them in prison. He's kind of like Batman in a way. But, now this bomb just, like, spins web and it grabs on its enemy and it just lays there. He's looking at inside his AI where his mask is, and it's looking brand new. There's web little white parts, and I like that kind of issue. There's blue and red outlinings around his mask area. He's also looking at his hands, and he's looking at the web shooters and stuff, and it's pretty cool. I really like what they're doing here with the Spider-Man. And then we see the next shot where he's spinning web into a neighborhood, and he swings into a pool, and we get everyone just reacting, being like, "What was that?" And then we cut ahead into a new clip that we've kind of seen, but they're in kind of different shots now, where Peter and Stark are in the car. Now, this takes place after the events of Civil War, before Iron Man goes to search for Captain America and Bucky and takes them down and shoots off Bucky's arm. He takes Peter back home from Germany after they had that awesome airport scene in Captain America Civil War. And Peter's like, "Can I keep the suit?" And then Stark puts on a glass, and he's like, "Of course, you can keep it. It doesn't fit me anyway." And he's like, "Well, okay." And then he's like, when do I call you? When's the next retreat? Now, when he means retreat, he means when's the next job, the next opportunity, the next mission, whenever I get to go. And he's like, Tony's like, "You're not an Avenger, but we'll let you know if there's anything, if we need you or not." And he's like, "Okay, somebody will call you." And he's like, "Okay." Peter hugs him, and he's like, "That's not a hug. I'm just opening up the door for you." And he's like, "Good luck out there, kid. See ya." I love when Tony puts him out of the car, and he's like, "I'm not hugging you, just grabbing the door for you." And then he lets him out, and he's like, "Yeah, we're not there yet, kid." And he's like, "Okay, good luck, bye." And then he leaves him outside where his apartment is, this metal case and his backpack and stuff, and like, it kind of calls back to the Iron Man 2 movie back in 2009, and where Tony had that metal briefcase that transformed into his Iron Man suit Mark V whenever he put it on. I went back on Instagram and I found that when he opens up the suit, when he opens up the case, it shows his suit, his web shooters, and all that, and I love that. And I love that little hint called back to Iron Man 2 back in 2009. I love it. The next shot sees that Peter's walking to school, and he's kind of looking kind of plain and simple, like he's having an okay day, but he wishes he could be out there saving the world, of course, because that's what the whole Spider-Man movie's all about, him wanting to be an Avenger and saving the day, and he doing that because he had so much fun being in Germany and fighting off Captain America and being in Civil War and stuff. He just misses it. He misses being that, and he has this new suit and everything, and he just loves it to death. He gets to school, and he's in his locker, and Ned shows up, and he's like, "Hey, Peter, you coming tonight?" And Peter's like, he replies back, and he says, "I can't, Ned. I just got the Stark internship." And like we see the next clip of him swinging through buildings, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And he ends back on his balcony. when Peter's on his balcony, he's talking to Mr. Stark, and he's like, he's probably gonna go like, hey, Mr. Stark, I stopped this, I did that, and then Stark's gonna go like, Peter, I know how desperately you want to be an Avenger, I know you want to save the world, and he replies back, well, you're not ready yet, and then Peter's like, I just feel like I could do more, and he's like, well, can't you be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? And then Peter's gonna be like, well, okay, sure, yeah, why not? And he's gonna be like that, but he reports to Stark being like, I stopped a grand bike auto happening, and he's like, he catches the robber, and he's like, is this anybody's bike? He holds it up, and everyone's like, hey, Spider-Man. And he stops, and he's like, I helped this old lady, and she gave me a churro, and he's like, well, yeah, that's pretty cool, too. Get new shots of where he's in the bank, the ATM machines, where they're at, and, like, he's stopping these robbers dressed up in Avengers masks with Captain America, Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man. And then we see a new shot of this, of the laser, but it looks kind of a different model. Because one has like a sharp end to it where the laser is, and this one looks like it's a gravity gun. Because it picks up Spider-Man, and he's like, whoa, this feels strange. And it's pretty cool to see the new technology. I believe this gravity gun might work with like Vulture's, where his wings are. Because he has a jetpack on it, and he has propellers that make it fly. But this might help him get off the ground or grab people in the air, so that might work. So I feel like that might come in handy. But yeah, these weapons, as Peter does say, these weapons are capably indestructible. These things like hit a lot of punch, because not only can they pick you up, it's like a portal gun from like the Portal series. It can pick you up and it can push you. If you ever play Prop Hunt on Prop Hunt Gmod, like that stuff does a lot of things. So imagine that, but in real life, that would hurt really bad. The next shots we get are like where one of the guys picks up like a laser and is gonna attempt to cut Peter up in like a spider sandwich or something, and like Peter picks up a desk using web and flings it at the guy that has the laser, and it shoots the laser across where he's at inside a bank, and it hits across the street next to a grocery store, and it kind of like, it looks like the grocery store that Spider-Man was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he was getting medicine whenever he was sick and stuff. It kind of looks like that, so it might be calling back to that. I have no idea, but it could be. But see where like the laser and the beam hits it hits the vehicle, and then it blows up the street sign, and then it flashes over to the water tank and the other electric poles, and then it blows up the entire grocery store. So these weapons are capably and most definitely destruction machines. So yeah, Spider-Man's gonna need a lot of help he's gonna need to use all his spider strength to take all these weapons and distractions down. Next shots are Peter at the Avengers Town. We're talking to Stark about the weapons, and then Stark is like, we're calling back, he's like, well, there are people that can handle this sort of thing. He leaves on a Quinjet, and then Peter's standing behind the Avengers symbol, and he's looking at Stark, and he's like, wow. And then we get a shot of Happy from the other Iron Man films, and he's in this movie as well, and I think he's going to be like, if you ever seen the old Batman films with Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and those movies where Alfred where he's taking Robin's advice, and he's like, you need to help Batman be psychic and all, and there's a different way you could help Gotham out. I think Happy's gonna be like that to Peter. Like, he's gonna be like, hey, there's an illegal deal going on at this ferry. You might want to go check it out. And he's like, oh, okay then. And then he leaves, and then Stark's gonna show up, and it's gonna be like that whole thing where we see in the trailers. The next shot is where Stark is telling Peter to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and we see him jump off of a house roof, and he's going after this van or something. Now, there are Lego Spider-Man Homecoming sets coming out soon, and one of them is the bank heist, and one with the van that has the Shocker, the Vulture, Iron Man, and Spider-Man in it. So, I'm not sure. I can't really tell who's driving the car. I can't really see, because it's not only is it dark outside, but it's also dark inside the car, so I can't really tell who it is. But it is that Spider-Man is going after this van. Now, the next shot is Vulture coming in, and he just shoots Spider-Man up, and he takes him into the sky. Now, notice that this is not the same clip where we see Vulture pick Spider-Man up and he takes him into the city, because Spider-Man was using his web while he was going up in the air, and he wasn't in his old Spider-Man suit that he made and not Tony Stark made, because Tony takes away the suit later on in the film. But in this movie, in this part of the clip, Spider-Man gets picked up by the Vulture's legs, and he's like, let go of me, and then we get this quick reaction to Vulture's suit. Notice, look how in horror this, Vulture looks. Like, this thing looks freaky. Now, at first, I did not like how we had the Vulture where In the comics, he has like a plain bald head, and you can see his face and all. But in this movie, he's wearing a mask, and I love it now. I just love how the mask looks. It looks so intimidating. It looks frightening. It looks horror, and I just love it to death. It fits the whole Spider-Man genre type where we're set after Captain America Civil War, and we're leading up to the Infinity War movie, and all this technology stuff. And I'm liking how they did it. Now, I would like to know how he got the mask, how he made the mask, and what the material made out of. Because, you know, Adrian Toomes, which is the Vulture, how he goes around and picks up weapons and artifacts and things from all the Avenger movies and all the superhero movies that are in the MCU movies, and he's going around picking them up and using them to make his own weapons and his own technology and stuff. Because the gauntlets that were used in Captain America Civil War by Skull Crusher, I believe his name was, the same gauntlets that he used in the movie are the same gauntlets that the Shocker uses in this movie. So I'm wondering what his wings are made out of. Maybe the Chitauri armor, or maybe the Chitauri metal, or whatever. I'm surprised. I want to know what his mask is made out of. The eyes are intimidating, and I love them to death. So this looks really, really good. Kind of what I said before. Look at this. We get our first shots at Vulture's lair, probably where the Shocker and the Tinkerer live with him, or maybe other people that recruits. Maybe he's making the Sinister Six, but that's probably a long shot, and it's probably never going to happen. But this does look like it. This is where he lives. This is where his stuff is. We see these two metal objects that are holding up the wingsuit, and this thing looks awesome. This actually looks like a bird costume with the wings and everything. It just looks so cool. I love what they're doing in this movie. Vulture's lair and everything, and it looks total badass. Peter's talking to Ned about the whole Spider-Man Vulture situation. He's like, these weapons are crazy and everything. He's like, I just gotta do this on my own. And he's like, well, we have this Spanish quiz coming up, so... And that's kind of funny. He's like, I've got to do this on my own, Ned. And he's like, well, we have a Spanish quiz. And he's like, no, I'm not talking about the Spanish quiz. I'm talking about saving the world, for blood's sake. He's talking to Ned, and he's being like, this is my chance to prove myself. And I'm thinking that this is before they go on the field trip, before they go to Washington, D.C. I believe this is before they leave. He gets his suit taken away, because the main part of this movie takes place in New York City. We have all these things where Spider-Man is going to stop all the Vulture's attacks and getting revenge on Tony Stark and stealing all this money and tech. And he's finally going to take Spider-Man, and he's like, okay. And then he sets up a trap for Spider-Man. And I don't think that Adrian Toomes, I don't think the Vulture's going to know that he gets his suit taken away or Tony's going to be mad at him or anything, because I don't think that he knows anything about that. He might know later about Tony and Spider-Man working together, because, you know, Spider-Man and Iron Man are going to be working together in this movie. When he gets his suit taken away, he's going to kind of be vulnerable, but he's still not going to give up. And then he tells Ned, you know, he's like, I overheard the Vultures talking and everything, and then, like, Ned's like, oh my gosh, can I help? And he's like, I gotta do this my own, Ned. And he's like, okay. And he's like, this is my chance to prove myself. If I can show that to Iron Man, to Tony Stark, that I can be a true Avenger, then he'll give me back the suit and I can be an Avenger. And he's like, okay, well, it sounds like a good plan. He's like, can I help? And he's like, Ned, I gotta do this on my own. And he's like, okay, fine, but we got a Spanish quiz. We need to do that together, though. We see Spider-Man talking to this one man. He was shown. This guy was talking, he was with the Shocker, I believe, or maybe the Tinker, because the Shocker's a black guy, and this does not look like the same guy that is him, because, you know, he has hair, and the Shocker's, he's bald-headed. And I believe the guy that was shooting the laser, showing off, was the Tinker. I think that was him. And, I believe that, he may be talking to Spider-Man, being like, oh, man, these weapons are, like, crazy, and he's like, yeah, I know, and he's like, well, you need to figure out what makes you you, what makes you fit in the world. And he's like, I'm intimidating. The next shot is where we get a look at Spider-Man's kind of like a spider drone looking thing that comes off of his spider suit and off the spider symbol. It leaves the symbol there, but it has this shot, and he's like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And it's probably going to like look and see where you can find the Vulture, or where his girlfriend is, or whatever, and it's probably going to be where he can spot Vulture. That's probably how he's going to find Vulture later in the film, or this is just the first time we've seen it in the movie, so it's pretty cool, and he looks so cute. I want one as a little pet. He just looks so cute, like the little eyes and like the little legs and stuff. It just looks so cute. It looks like a little pet that you could have. The next shot is as Peter is running through the halls of his school, taking off his suit, and it's taking off his suit. He's putting on his suit, actually. I don't know if he's wearing it underneath it or not. He probably is, and it's probably kind of like he's where it's like in him. But I could be wrong because like the gloves are part of the suit, so he's probably not wearing it. But he's taking it off. I like it where it's calling back to the old Spider-Man movie in Sam Raimi, where we had those shots of Peter running through the alleyways, running through his house or the hallway, and he took off his suit. I love how they're doing that because I never saw that in Amazing Spider-Man. We only got to see where he like took off and like we saw his sneakers or we saw his jacket hanging on something or something. I never liked that. I liked to always watching as a little kid where Spider-Man runs into an alleyway, kind of like Superman does, and takes off his suit. I always love watching that. And I always see it whenever I watch my animated Spider-Man film. Whenever he's running through or he takes it off, I just love it. And now I have a prediction. Either this is during the homecoming dance because we see that he's dancing with his girlfriend, future girlfriend, and they're dancing, they're about to kiss, so this is probably after the movie or before. This is either taking part after the homecoming dance or maybe during it, wherever he hears like his spider senses are going off and she's like, go get him, Tiger, and he's like, okay, and he just like runs out of the hallway. I would love to see, but like he's like, okay, gotcha, and he like trips over something before he gets out, and he's like, later, and then he just like takes off and he's just like, okay. Or maybe this is during the homecoming dance and like something big is like going on. Now, I think my like end like where it's gonna end like that, wherever he's just running through the hallway or something. Maybe the Avengers are calling him and they're like, we got an opportunity for you. Thanos is coming, or am I just stretching out? And he's like, Avengers, assemble, and he's like, okay. And he's like, I gotta go, baby. And she's like, okay, go get him, Tiger. And he takes off his suit. That'd be pretty cool. I love that. Now, we saw this at the MTV Awards that came on 2 Sundays ago, and when I watched it, this was during the clip. This guy just, like, screams whenever he's on the ferry, and Spider-Man's doing his awesome, like, cross symbol, and he's saving everyone, and he's holding the ship together. This guy just immediately just stands up while everyone's in panic, and he's like, yeah, Spider-Man! I just love that. That's something I would do. In the middle of all that commotion, everyone's just screaming. I'd be like, yeah, Spider-Man, go! Yeah, go! God, that's something I would do. I just love it. And then when it cuts to the title screen, and then we see it says Spider-Man Homecoming, and we get our final swing with Spider-Man and Iron Man swooping by the title. It cuts into this end credit scene where well, not the end credits, but the credit scene to the trailer, and we see that Ned and Spider-Man are hacking into like Tony Stark's Industries, as it says right here at the bottom. And it says Sector Scan Training Wheels Protocol. Now this is after he gets his suit taken and Peter's like jumping on the bed and he's treating me like a kid all the time. And he's like, but you are a kid. And then he's like, yeah, a kid that can stop a bus in midair. Who could stop a bus with his bare hands. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then like so this is after he gets the suit taken away, and it looks like Spider-Man's trying to like hack into his web shooters and stuff. Seeing that they work with the suit and stuff, and they has like over 766 combinations of webs. They're trying to get like all his like suit stuff to work back together, like maybe his AI, his glider, maybe his parachute and stuff, but he's trying to add stuff to his new suit. So maybe where they're in that school scene and they're like doing that awesome handshake move, maybe they're working on something to put on that suit, probably. Maybe, or maybe it's a gadget that they're going to use later, so yeah. Okay guys, so that's my trailer reaction and my breakdown of the whole trailer. I hope y'all did enjoy this. This is far my favorite Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. I absolutely love it to death. I love it. Everything that they're doing right with this movie. I'm so pumped. Now, in a few days, you're going to see my Wonder Woman movie review and stuff, and then we're going to get into it. Because I've been wanting to do some movie reviews a lot lately, and I haven't got the chance to do it because, you know, I've been busy with my movie and the TV show and stuff, and I'm trying to do a lot of things right now, and it's summertime, and I'm going to be doing a lot of things with my family this summer as well, so I'm going to try to fit all this stuff in, and meanwhile, I'm trying to get my PS4 so we can do gaming and stuff, and, you know, I'm only doing one video per day so I can work on the stuff I really want to do and prepare the stuff for the movies and stuff. Don't worry, I'm going to take a little break from gaming and stuff, and we're going to cut some series off. I might be done with Press the Button and stuff, but that's not what the entire thing is. This video is supposed to be short, not too long, so I'm going to break it down. And so, yeah. I did really enjoy this, Sony. Marvel, you're doing a great job in the Spider-Man movie. I can't wait to see it this July 7th. And I can't wait to wear my Spider-Man suit and stuff while watching the movie. So, yeah. Also, don't forget, next Monday, starting at 6:45, we are doing a live stream for the Steven Universe Wanted 1-hour special for the Steven Universe. I am so pumped, so come and watch it. It starts at 6:45 p.m. and it will end probably at 8:30 or 8 o'clock. We might go on for like We might go on for 2 hours talking about the whole thing. I'm going to see if I can have Noah and Braxton here with me as we watch it together. If not, then it'll just be me. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, also, before I do the outro, if you have any suggestions or predictions or theories that you have for this movie or any other movie that I'm interested in, or that you've seen, or things that you want me to do, come and show me down in the description below, or you can go on my social media pages. They'll be there as well. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, explore your button, like a creeper, let yourselves with amazing comments, guys. If this happens to be the first video you're with me, then do subscribe to Bubblecraft today, which will so much more. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye! And remember, always imagine bigger.